to turn our attention right now to the West Coast, where the residents are still reeling on the heels of Helene.
Yeah, the storm is closing in on Tampa, which is where we find Local 10's Andrew Perez live in the storm zone. Andrew.
Yeah, we noticed that conditions started deteriorating at around noon. Right now, we're in downtown Tampa. This leads out to Hillsborough Bay, ultimately Tampa Bay. I want you to take a look right out there, though, because on top of the gusts, every time we get this squall that comes through, everything really starts to pick up out of nowhere. We've also noticed the water is just starting to move faster. We actually started our day off at an evacuation shelter, and let me tell you, residents out here are taking this storm seriously. The wind picking up, a very dicey Tampa Bay. Milton moving in, causeways and bridges shutting down. The Sunshine Skyway Bridge among them. For many, the safest place right now is a shelter until this storm moves past.
I've been in Florida since '89. My first time ever evacuated.
Why did you decide to do it now?
I just don't trust what's coming.
A lot of people are nervous and fearful of the future.
Pizzo Elementary in Tampa, near capacity. Families piling in last minute. Hurricane Helene, fresh on their minds.
There's a lot of debris, especially in South Tampa, West Shore, Pinellas County, a lot of debris, and it's going to cause, I think, even more trouble.
Went to the school to be safe.
Children not understanding what exactly is going on. Just that it's all about safety, as the wind gust and the storm surge is just expected to get worse. And again, we still have quite a bit of time before we really start to feel the heavier impacts from this storm. Storm surge also not expected to hit its peak until much later this evening into tomorrow morning. So a lot of waiting and watching at this point. People, however, hunkered down. I'll send it back to you.
All right, and actually not too much time because, we got more information on that coming right up for you. Welcome to the show. I'm Hot Rod Thompson, and tonight we're going to talk about Hurricane Milton. Floridians are bracing for that impact, literally, as we speak at the time of this show. All right, and we also got a special guest from the Grand Ole Opry that's going to be joining the show. We got Urban, we got Owens, we got Wetmore, and so much more. Get ready. This is What's Cookin' in Country. All right, guys and gals, here we go. So, the powerful, catastrophic storm, currently a Category 4 at my last check, I tell you what, is growing in size. It is now expected to make landfall tonight. All right there on the east coast of Florida. And NBC News forecast predicts the landfall sometime between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. tonight. And storm surge warnings are going to be covering almost the entirety of Florida's western coast. And there are storm warnings across much of the state, have been all day long, including the East Coast. An area of coastline between Tampa and Fort Myers could see indentation of about 15 feet. That is incredibly high. This is a horrible, horrible storm that is going to be hitting Florida. And all day today, Florida has been dealing with tornadoes. In fact, one local news agency actually caught one crossing a bridge live when they were on the air. Check this out.
We're going to stay on top of this, and we've got Amy and Brett here in the studio as well. They're watching it. If you guys happen to see something while Andrew and I are getting the latest warnings, please yell. Obviously, the rain is picking up as that particular thunderstorm moves over that area, too. This is a very dangerous situation.
Look, Trent, look at the water on the right side.
There you go. See the water, Andrew? Right there's your rotation. That is the actual, there it is.
Oh, wow.
There it is, there it comes. So again, right to east, that is the potential waterspout, potential tornado moving right over the Matlacha Bridge. Boy, oh boy, so look at this picking up, guys.
This is why you shouldn't be on the roads right now.
This is a great reminder. This vehicle is stuck right in the middle. This is why we told you guys you had to evacuate early this morning. So we have got a very distinct rotation showing up right now on the velocity images. This is passing over the Matlacha Bridge. This vantage point is looking from west, looking eastbound towards our studio. So this is going to continue to move over Matlacha, and you can see those intense winds really moving that camera around, and it seems to be getting worse as that rotation is moving right over the Matlacha Bridge.
Wow. Unbelievable.
There was zero visibility at this point.
Just unbelievable here. Andrew, this has got to be it, right?
This is it. Wow. And so talk to me a little bit, you guys. This is Amy joining Trent and Andrew. Talk to me about.
Can we open Amy and Brett's microphone?
Yeah, all mics are on. So, man, those first responders, you see, this isn't even really the thick of it, right? These are just those first few bands, Trent.
This is that first main rain band that's moving through, and this was the one that we talked about in our morning coverage. Every single one of these cells was rotating. All right, we just got a new radar scan 2 is pulling right over the bridge as we speak, and you can see how intense the winds are in that circulation. Look at this. Look how bad this is right now.
How long does something like this typically last for people who are in that area?
These storms are racing off to the north. We've seen them as high as 55 miles per hour or as low as 30, and you can already see the view getting a little bit better for the Matlacha Bridge. So if that indeed was a waterspout / tornado, we just captured it live. We're going to stay.
Oh, my goodness. And absolute chaos as far as that goes right there. And see, that's something that I just don't understand. That tornado literally coming across that bridge right there. People can obviously see something major is going on. And, man, how many cars right there that drove straight through it? Oh, my goodness. I hope everybody's okay. Now, this storm is going to track across Florida from west to east. In Orlando and the surrounding area, forecasters are warning of up to 15 inches of rain and said the city and the region face an extreme flooding of rain threat. A little bit more information regarding that, just really quick. I just got a news report in saying the eye, one part of the eye of Hurricane Milton has actually started to cross the shore right there. So a little bit more on that.
Yes, it was a Category 5 earlier this morning. Originally a Category 5 Monday morning, but it's gone through some eye wall replacement cycles. Very natural for hurricanes to do this. So it's kind of been going back and forth. Now a Category 4, it'll likely still drop a category before landfall, but either way, still considered a major hurricane at landfall later today. Max sustained winds right now of 145 miles per hour and 175 mile per hour wind gusts. It's moving to the northeast at 17 miles per hour rather quickly. And this is still 200 or just under 200 miles southwest of Tampa, but some of those outer bands already making it into inland Florida, and that's why there are tornado warnings active and a tornado watch in place for the southern half of Florida. But look at this, it gets downgraded to a Category 3. That is still a very dangerous storm with all of that rain piling in from Tampa to Orlando. This is showing you Wednesday at 7 in the evening. Watch what happens here. This still continues on its hurricane status as it moves inland. So this will still be a major storm moving through inland Florida. Eventually on the east coast there around 7 a.m. on Thursday, we'll eventually see this push off in the afternoon on Thursday. And then we'll start to see some of that rain kind of dwindling down. As far as the storm surge goes, anywhere from 10 to 15 feet will be possible right around landfall and just on the right-hand side of the track. That places it between Sarasota and Fort Myers. On either end of that, 8 to 12 feet, making for a record storm surge along the western coast of Florida. And that's not even counting the rainfall that we're expecting, 12 to 16 inches consistently across that middle part of the path, localized totals of up to 18. And like I mentioned, some of those outer bands already making it inland. Every red box that you see there is a tornado warning. That's going to be pretty consistent the remainder of the day today, which is why that tornado watch is in place for the southern half of Florida, including Tampa and Sarasota. Yes.
All right. So thoughts and prayers to all those being affected by this. This is going to be catastrophic, in my opinion. Absolutely huge storm. And I'm just sitting here praying for these people, okay? Well, let's go ahead and continue on here. A little bit brighter news on this situation. He became a country star singing instant classics about Alabama. Yes, the voice of a band named for the state, of course. Now he's about to join the likes of Merle Haggard, Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, and Loretta Lynn as a certified icon. Of course, we're talking about the one and only Mr. Randy Owen.
I always wanted a family. Me and Kelly did, and we wanted to raise them here. So whatever sacrifices I had to make, which is a lot, as far as financially and as far as career-wise, I mean, I wouldn't even hazard a guess how many thousands of dollars I've lost by not living in Nashville. I mean, it'd be no need to think about it because I didn't want to do it.
But that's great. Never even tempted.
No, I go there to work. Love it. You know, it's a beautiful city, but I can't wait to get back down here on the mountain.
This is mine. Starts the ranch right over there. This is, of course, this is all the tractors and stuff over there. It's where Kelly and I lived when Alabama hit it big. And so we would come to our door and there'd be cars parked all around here, just people. And we'd walk out and we couldn't drive out our driveway. And so then we started building that house up there. And that's why there's a fence around it, because you know, we couldn't get out of our own driveway.
This is where my soul is. You know, that water, that air. That canyon has a different flow of air and everything when you get down in there. The trees are humongous. The fish are huge. Me and Daddy used to get up at 4:30 and go down through here and check our basket. Get the fish and bring them back out. I can go back just instantly and be the kid with the dirty hands, the kid with the bare feet.
My goodness, right there, right? Well, BMI, otherwise known as Broadcast Music Incorporated, which is an organization whose functions include distributing billions in music industry royalties, announced Tuesday that in November it will recognize Randy Owen of the group Alabama as a BMI icon. The show will be shown during a November 19th celebration at BMI's Nashville office. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and see if this guy knows anything about Mr. Randy Owen. We got a special guest on the program that we're going to go to right now. And tell you what, he was a former in-house band member at the Grand Ole Opry for many, many years. Coming up on the program, I tell you what, Mr. Steve Atkinson is going to join the program in just a second. All right, there he is with his bright and shiny face, Mr. Steve. Thank you so much for joining What's Cooking in Country on this Wednesday night. How are you feeling today? I am doing fantastic, and I tell you what, man, it is such a pleasure to have you on the show today. Now, you know, you played on the Grand Ole Opry for many a years, doing just three, man. Oh, well, that was a very fun-filled 3 years that you had on that program, correct?
Oh, yeah, that was fun. But I'm paying for it now.
Well, did you ever have any run-ins with Alabama, or in particular Mr. Randy Owen when you were playing there?
Oh, yeah. I met Randy in 1983.
He's a pretty nice guy, isn't he?
Before I started.
Yep, I had the pleasure of hanging out with Mr. Randy Owen myself, and very, very gentle, nice guy, very soft-spoken and everything, but one heck of a singer. So tell me a little bit more about the Grand Ole Opry. What is it like to be playing on that stage?
It's different sitting in front of that red curtain. You sit behind it, you see a lot of stuff that the audience don't see.
Oh, I'm sure those backstage moments are quite the deal. Fill me in. Have you ever had the opportunity? I'm sure you've stepped inside that infamous circle, and you know what that means. But have you ever played in there? Just to get the feel of playing where all those incredible legends played.
Well, it was Mr. Roy Acuff's fault that I got up in that circle. He brought me out there.
Oh, wow! And I
guess
know
Cal Smith and Dale Reeves were the other two.
Incredible. Well, I do know about one particular story involving Johnny Paycheck that kind of happened with you and him. You want to fill us in on that one?
Yeah, it was his horse and his dare, and he would not do it, so I done it. I rode the horse on the stage.
And I heard as soon as you got up on that stage that the police immediately threw you in handcuffs and kind of took you on your way.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Well, Johnny got me out.
He better have. It was his horse. No, I'm just saying. Well, you've been around the country music world for a long time, Mr. Steve. And, let's go ahead and get this elephant out of the room, if we will. Because I was reporting on the situation with Garth Brooks here a couple of days ago. And if you've been living underneath of a rock, and you haven't heard about what happened with him, we can't say the R word on YouTube or any of our social networks. However, Mr. Garth Brooks being sued a week ago tomorrow is when it was announced for sexual assault. Former hair and makeup artist that it was actually started with Trisha Yearwood and later went on with Garth Brooks. Apparently this happened in Los Angeles in 2018. So I personally, Steve, I've had the opportunity to spend some time with Garth and Trisha both, and I had my opinions. I thought they were really nice guys, nice people. I never saw this coming here. What are your thoughts?
Well, Garth is he's not a real friendly person when he's off stage.
Mm-hmm.
To some of us, anyway.
Yeah, some of us. Yeah, I caught him before he went on stage. So
he was in nice mode then.
Yeah,
because
a little bit nicer.
When that happened in 2019, she waited till 2024 to come out. Waited 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little off truth and a little truth to it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to, as they go through this investigation, to see what really comes out, because she claims that he did not rent her that hotel room, only rented one room, which you can easily verify that. Number two, she said that he sent explicit text messages. So if that is indeed true, you should be able to easily verify that as well. I'm curious to see where this is going to go here, but I don't know. I've heard it from both sides, like you, for example. Not friendly. Oh, I could see this happening. And others that were just completely blown away. So, I don't know.
Well, Garth Brooks' track record off the stage is not real well.
You see him in Nashville a lot when you're cruising around there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, he came out.
Backstage in dressing room number 3 at the new Opry House.
At the new one, not what was that, the Ryman Auditorium?
Well, the one, it was Opryland then. It's Opry Mills now.
Ah, gotcha.
Music Valley.
Garth did, I believe it was yesterday, he's got that show that he does, Studio G, with Garth Brooks on Facebook, and he kind of addressed it yesterday, saying, let's talk about the elephant in the room. It will play out. We will all find out what is going to happen, and that is all I can say about it. So that was it. So, is your wife yelling at you again?
Yeah, as usual.
All right.
You know her. You know us about as good as you do.
Well, Mr. Steve, I appreciate you joining the program and hanging out with me for just a couple of minutes right here. And you're welcome back on the show anytime you'd like to come join me.
Well, you just send me the link and I'll be there.
All right. Steve Atkinson, former player in the house band of the Grand Ole Opry right there. It is history, and Steve will let you go. Thanks for coming. Oh, always awesome when you get good people like that on the show right there. I'm telling you. And such a pleasure to have that man on the show. Good friend right there. So let's keep it moving along here. We got a couple of more stories to chat with you about today. Country singer Tucker Wetmore. He's kind of the new guy on the block, and well, he reflected on how his faith guides him through the ups and the downs, of life. We kind of all go through that, right? Well, the 24-year-old musician who released his debut album, Waves on a Sunset, and launched his first headlining tour on Friday of last week. Well, like I said, he's a rising star in the country music scene. And during an interview on Fox News Digital, Wetmore explained how staying committed to his faith helps him stay on the path that he believes God has planned for him. This is what he had to say.
I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for faith, and spiritually and musically, my faith that I have within my work and the music and stuff. But I mean, I pray every single day for just like random stuff, and my faith is it's hard in the line of work that I do to not slip up and not, kind of fall off a little bit. And I catch myself when I do that. And then I lean on my people. I'm like, hey, I'm struggling really bad right now and stuff like that. But then he always keeps me centered. He always brings me right back and be like, no, this is the path that I have for you. And I've never doubted that, but it is tough. It is tough at times. And I would be lying if I said it wasn't. But then I sit back and I'm like, no, this is this is it. And this is his path for me, and I just gotta sit back and trust and listen.
Man, I love that faith right there. You know, Tucker, he told Fox News Digital that he was actually raised in a home next door to the Highway Tabernacle Church of God, where his grandfather was a pastor. And he recalled that much of his childhood was spent at the church, where he routinely, there we go, attended Sunday services, played basketball and hide and seek, and had sleepovers with his cousins and family members on the altar. So good luck to that man right there. I think he's going to go far in the country music world. Okay. Well, it looks like it's gonna be our final story of this show here today. And once again, I do appreciate you hanging out with me. You know that man right there. Yeah, little Keith Urban, 4-time Grammy winner and 2-time Country Music Association Entertainer of the Year. Keith Urban, he has been tapped to do a big old party. Yeah, he's going to be hosting the next edition of CBS's New Year's Eve Live, Nashville's Big Bash. So what was it like moving from Australia to Music City all those years ago? Here he explains.
And I had a lot of things to learn. I had to learn a lot more about songwriting and making records, and Nashville was a phenomenal town for all of that, learning so much about songwriting and making records.
So both a tough place, but a supportive place as well?
Yeah, for me it was, because it's a town that thinks it's a city, you know? That's how I view Nashville, and I love it for that. It's becoming a big city, but it's still got for me, a really beautiful town spirit about it. So where I'm from in Australia, Brisbane, it's the same sort of thing. It's very rural. Queensland's a rural state. And so when I got to Nashville, I didn't feel too far removed from Australia, really. It felt very familiar to me.
And you've gone from here to now being a very important part of this town.
Well, I've been fortunate to have a lot of support and a lot of luck, and what do they say? The harder I work, the luckier I get, right? But I love that Troth and Porter's still here. We just did a record release party here last week, and it was, inside hasn't changed radically, so it's kind of nice to be here again.
It's still here in the Country Music Hall of Fame, where your guitars are, just around the corner, pretty much.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. There's something symbolic about that somehow.
Very much. Yeah. No, it's surreal on one hand, and then quite real because of the length of time it's taken to get there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long road. I remember him from way back when he first came to town. Well, as previously announced, Kane Brown and Jelly Roll will join Urban from downtown Music City's bicentennial mall stage. Trying to get my tongue undone here. Entertainment Tonight's Rachel Smith will also return as a co-host, and the event will air December 31st from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Pacific, at 10:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Eastern and Pacific on CBS, and stream on Paramount Plus. Wow, we have made it, my friends. Thank you so much for coming out and hanging out on the show with us. Do appreciate that. I want to give a big thank you once again to Mr. Steve Atkinson of the Grand Ole Opry for joining the program tonight. Such a pleasure to sit down and chat with people like that. I love that. Those memories, I can only imagine, right? Maybe you can too. Well, that is going to wrap things up for us tonight. And right below, QR codes for Venmo and Cash App. If you have the ability, thank you so much. It would help us out a tremendous lot, because it does take a lot to put these shows together. And every little bit helps. I'm just saying. All right. With that said, make sure you tell the ones you love that you love them. hug the ones you can, and pray for the ones you can't with What's Cooking in Country and me, Hot Rod Thompson. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment if you don't mind. All right, until next time, be safe, and as always, God bless.